here with Cruising Authority at cruisetalkshow.com. Welcome to the show. This is a very special edition of Cruising Authority. We're aboard the brand new Quantum of the Seas, which just came from the shipyard in Germany, Papenburg, Germany. And it arrived in New York and did a great little tour of the Hudson. It went down past Manhattan and the Statue of Liberty. Well, I'm going now down into the Royal Esplanade, and this place is a fantastic meeting place for families, for kids, for friends. There's shops here where you can buy logo products. There's also Sorrento's where you can get some great pizza. There's a pub. There's a patisserie where you can get pastry products. I can't express enough how high-tech this ship is. Truly spectacular. Now, one of the things that's really incredible is Royal Caribbean has set up a satellite so that they have the fastest Wi-Fi at sea. And so passengers are going to be able to tweet and use Facebook with their friends and family back home while they're on vacation. So join me as we show you some of the great amenities that the Quantum of the Seas has to offer. We're talking here in 270 with Tim McGill. He's one of the designers. Tim, it's great to have you on the show.
Oh, this is a pleasure to be here.
Now, what is the company that you work with?
5+ Design. We're architects and urban planners. We work all over the world.
Now, this particular structure in the back of the ship was very complex. Explain a little bit about these load-bearing beams here.
Yeah, they're actually pillars, and they transfer the load of the decks above. There's 14 decks above this down into the hull. But in order to get this big expansive space, we have to do a lot of special structure to give you the open view to the sea and then also to the show.
And the windows are somewhat hanging. Explain how that works.
Yeah, these are 9-meter tall windows that actually hang off of the ship's structure, and it's almost like a curtain. But they're designed to be as light and transparent as possible, so you feel a connection from indoors to outdoors. And that's the future, essentially, of sailing, is you want to feel connected to nature.
And this is a multi-purpose room. Explain a little bit about that.
Well, during the daytime, it acts like a lounge and a place to hang out. There's a great bar and a gourmet restaurant, and people can sort of gather in small spaces, you know, for either
for families,
and social
events,
together. Whatever. And then they have programming up above in the library and other rooms above. But at night, it transforms into an entertainment space.
So they actually do production shows here.
Oh yeah, it's actually a multi-layered, sort of immersive theater experience.
And can you tell me just briefly about this robotic television monitors or screens?
Yeah, that's one layer of the media that's involved in the space. You see a gantry, actually, that bar that spans between the pillars. It holds 6 robotic arms that have 100-inch LCD panels on it. And they all gimbal and yaw together so that it's almost a choreography of video, light, and sound. But behind it, the big glass wall is what they call Vistarama. There are 13 digital projectors in the ceiling that project on that ceiling, or that gigantic wall, a huge video image, so you get those 2 layers. And then the third layer, there are actors who can descend from the ceiling, and they come up through elevators hidden in the space, so you get 3-dimensional, completely immersive entertainment.
That's really,
space.
I mean, that is a great idea, great concept. Thank you so much for being on Cruising Authority.
Thank you.
Well, we're on deck 15 now, and right behind me is a piece of art. This is a polar bear, and it's called, the crew have named this polar bear Felicia. It's 30 feet tall and weighs 8 tons. I'm on deck 15 in what is called the Seaplex. This room has multiple functions where you can play. This is the first time I've seen a full-size basketball court on a cruise ship inside. You can also operate bumper cars. There's table tennis. There's all kinds of amazing things that you can do in this room. Also, this room becomes an incredible disco. They have this disco thing that hovers out over the floor and you can dance the night away. This is the Seaplex on the Quantum of the Seas. I'm with Sean. He's the sports manager here aboard the Quantum of the Seas. Sean, thanks for being on Cruising Authority.
Not a problem. Glad to be here.
Now, tell me a little bit about the logistics of this iFly device. How does it work? How does it get the air, the high forcing air through the bottom?
Well, basically, we've got two towers on the side here. They've got about between 7 or 8 feet wide fans that basically recirculates the air through the tunnel. And we've got things called turn vanes, which are basically these long metal rods that shape the wind. So it flows a lot smoother. And you've got 4 turn vanes, one at the top, 2 on the sides, bottoms, and then on the bottom of the tunnel.
What kind of maintenance is there for a device like this? This is a complex machine. What kind of maintenance do you have?
Yes, it is a complex machine. The maintenance basically, it's always like greasing of the motors. We've always got engineers checking. Our staff do checks every day, checking on the fans. They check the no debris in the bottom, chips on the fan blades. So it's everyday checking for maintenance stuff.
Thank you.
Not a problem.
Barry here with Cruising Authority, and we are aboard the Quantum of the Seas. And I met somebody on board here that I want to introduce you to. Tell us who you are and where you work.
My name is Joe Petkunis, and I'm with the Cruise Brothers in East Providence, Rhode Island.
Now, Joe, you how long have you been at the Cruise Brothers?
I've been at the Cruise Brothers about 3 years, but I've been in the cruise business for 24 now.
And what is your specific role at the Cruise Brothers?
I run one of the brands at the Cruise Brothers, and I also do all of their special interest groups. If it's a group with unique needs, wants, or interests, I run it for the Cruise Brothers.
Well, Joe, you have a big job there. Tell us a little bit about the Cruise Brothers. They're a family-oriented cruise travel company. Tell us about that family.
Family-owned business, owned by the Gelfuso family. Been in business for 42 years now. Probably the premier brand, cruise brand in New England.
Joe, thank you for being on Cruising Authority.
Barry, thanks for having me with you.
All right, we're talking with Sean again on Deck 15. And Sean, I want to ask you very specifically about this North Star, this device that's behind us. Tell us a little bit about the North Star.
Well, the North Star was designed to basically get mind-blowing views from the ship and also going in and out of port. It's basically, it's a jewel-shaped capsule, we like to refer to it. A lot of maintenance and preventative maintenance and obviously safety that goes into it. We have engineers checking it every day. Every morning we do startup procedures which take about an hour, which we check, the pressure, the cylinders, the speeds that it goes at, and everything. We do a full test run, and then we're ready for the day's operation to make sure it's as safe as possible.
So you have a tremendous amount of hydraulics that lift this thing up. Yeah,
as you can see at the bottom of the base, there's 4 hydraulics there. We only need really 1 to lift the crane, but we've got 4.
Just for safety reasons?
Yeah, pretty much.
How high does it go?
At its highest peak, it's about 78 degrees up, and it's about 300 feet above sea level.
Sean, thanks again for being on Cruising Authority.
Not a problem, it's a pleasure.
This is Deck 14. This is the pool deck area where all the fun happens by the pool. There's a sky bar, but one of the interesting amenities on the Quantum of the Seas is the incredible North Star, which is this huge boom with a little glass ball on the end that gives you a 300-foot tall perspective over the top of the ship and over the top of the ocean. It's kind of a cool thing. I haven't been in it yet, but I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I want to show you something over here. Quantum of the Seas really has a thing with families. They really want to appeal to families. I have a 13-year-old son, and he loves water parks. And let me tell you something. There's some great amenities for kids. In fact, these are some of the cartoon characters. DreamWorks has partnered with Royal Caribbean, so you have DreamWorks characters running all around the ship occasionally. So bring your kids, bring your family. This is a great place to vacation. I'm in the Windjammer Cafe aboard the Quantum of the Seas, and there are stations for all kinds of different types of foods here, and I think it's laid out really well. It's not that crowded. It has good flow to it. I'm having a ham and cheese sandwich right now. I'm going to enjoy that. We're still on deck 15, and I'm here with Jimmy, who is the cruise director of the Quantum of the Seas. Now, from cruise director to cruise director, it really is a pleasure to talk to you.
Hey, I'm honored to be here with you. I've heard about you in our fleet, and so it's an honor, so thanks for having me.
Jimmy, you've worked with Royal Caribbean for a long time. What are some of the ships you worked on?
Yes, I've been with Royal Caribbean International for 14 years now. I started off my career on the Sovereign of the Seas, Majesty of the Seas, and Monarch of the Seas as a Royal Caribbean dancer. Then went to our Voyager-class ships, the Adventure, Navigator, and Voyager. And then to our Freedom-class ships, Freedom and Independence, and then now here, Oasis and Allure, of course, and then now here, the takeout cruise director for Quantum of the Seas.
Now, Jimmy, how do you prepare to be a cruise director on a ship like the Quantum of the Seas that has so many amazing amenities, like the North Star and the iFly?
Well, we started planning here for this ship for 2 years ago for cruise directors. A lot of reading Technology for Dummies, to be honest with you. This ship has got so much technology going on, and so you really had to prepare yourself for everything that was going to be thrown at us. The connectivity for us, the O3B, all our technology tablets that we're having around the ship. And so a lot of training was happening in Miami, Florida, and also at home, just reading documents and papers and Word documents and things like that they were sending us.
Hey, what are some crazy questions you get from passengers?
What's the name of the bear?
What's the name of the bear? And we found out what the name is, but go ahead and tell us.
Yeah, the name of the bear is Felicia. I get that question all the time. And why a bear on a cruise ship? And the question, or the answer was, why not? Why not put a bear? That's how.
Why not?
Yeah, so why not? So that's what we do.
Hey, Jimmy, thanks for being on Cruising Authority.
Hey, I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Barry here with Cruising Authority at cruisetalkshow.com. Thanks for joining us on this special video tour of the Quantum of the Seas. It's a magnificent ship. I'm on the navigational bridge right now. And as you can see, the wake on the side of the ship here. We're on the port side wing. Thanks for joining us again. And until next time, I want to wish you smooth seas. Visit TravelSafe.com to find the travel insurance policy that's right for you. TravelSafe at TravelSafe.com.